You know, hospitals are incredible. They literally save lives every single day. But there's this huge, frustrating problem that affects millions of us. Hospitals, they don't talk to each other. And because of that, our healthcare journey often feels broken, disjointed, and honestly like a total nightmare to navigate. So let's really dig into what that fragmentation looks like in the real world.
We've all been there, right? Or at least seen someone clutching that giant folder of papers, shuffling from one doctor's office to the next. That folder is their entire medical history. It's a physical thing that could get lost, left at home, or maybe it's just missing that one crucial test result. And every time that happens, it's like a huge chunk of your health story just vanishes.
And when parts of your story go missing, well, the whole process has to start over from square one. A new doctor with no access to your past has no choice but to ask the same questions you've already answered a dozen times. This means you're stuck doing more lab work, more scans, more of the same tests, all of which costs time, money, and adds a ton of unnecessary stress.
Okay, so let's say you get through all that, and you finally walk out with a diagnosis and a prescription. The marathon is far from over. Now you start this whole other quest just to find the right medicine. And that can be completely exhausting, especially if you don't live in a big city. A prescription is just a piece of paper if the medicine you need is nowhere to be found.
So this is the reality for so many of us. You've got the old way on one side, information is trapped inside different buildings, your care constantly stops and starts, and you're the one stuck carrying all the paperwork. But there's a new possibility. A future where data is shared instantly and securely, where your medical history actually travels with you and care is seamless. The big question is, how in the world do we get there?
While the answer starts by building a completely new digital foundation, we're talking about a massive shift, something called the Eagles Doctor healthcare infrastructure. Think of it like creating a common language, a kind of universal translator that finally lets every single part of the healthcare system speak to each other.
And the mission here is crystal clear. It's to connect suppliers, hospitals, patients, chemists, and doctors in an efficient and secure way. This is so much bigger than just linking up a couple of hospitals. It's about weaving the entire ecosystem, from the company making the medicine all the way to the person who needs it, into one single network.
You know, the best way to think about this is like a digital nervous system for healthcare. And listen, this isn't just another app you download. It's the deep-down architecture, the plumbing that lets everything else work together. It uses things like secure APIs. You can think of those as protected doorways that let different software systems share info safely. It's the bridge that finally connects all these isolated islands of care. So how does it actually work? Well, it's built on two incredibly powerful pillars.
Okay, so let's break down that first pillar, connecting the entire medical supply chain. This is the bedrock of making medicine accessible. It tackles that huge problem of getting drugs and equipment from a warehouse shelf to the people who desperately need them, without all the guesswork and delays.
With this kind of infrastructure, the whole process becomes smart and totally transparent. First up, suppliers manage their inventory in real time so everybody knows exactly what's available. Second, hospitals and pharmacies place their orders digitally and securely, which gets rid of all the paperwork. Third, prescriptions get verified electronically, which is huge for accuracy. And finally, the delivery itself is tracked every single step of the way to your door.
Now, what makes all of this so trustworthy are the features baked right into its core. Real-time inventory means a pharmacy knows if your medicine is in stock before you even get there. Secure tracking gives everyone peace of mind. And this is critical. Verifying the licenses of chemists and integrating payments creates a system that's transparent and fully accountable. It builds a supply chain you can actually count on.
All right, now let's look at the second pillar, which builds right on top of that amazing supply chain, the virtual doctor's room. This is where healthcare gets completely turned on its head by bringing expert care directly to you, no matter where you happen to be.
And this is where you really start to see the day-to-day benefits. Secure video calls mean you can see a specialist without spending hours on the road. A single unified medical history means your doctor has the full picture, which leads to way safer, more informed decisions. And digital prescriptions sent right to your phone, no more lost pieces of paper. It's all about using technology to deliver real convenience and just a better standard of care.
So imagine what this journey could look like. You find the exact specialist you need from a network of verified doctors. You book an appointment online that actually works for your schedule. You have a secure video call from the comfort of your own home. Your doctor can instantly and securely access your entire medical history for context. And when it's all done, a digital prescription is waiting for you. It's simple, it's secure, and it's all built around you.
So when you put these two pillars together, a supply chain you can trust,
and a doctor's room that comes to you, you get something truly game-changing. You get care without borders, where your zip code and logistical problems no longer decide whether or not you get well. Let's see what that actually looks like.
Okay, picture an emergency room. A patient is wheeled in, unconscious. Right now, that's a dangerous mystery. But in a connected system, the ER doc pulls up their records in seconds and immediately sees a life-threatening allergy to penicillin. That's not just convenience. That's the difference between a preventable tragedy and a life saved.
Or how about a small clinic in a remote town? In the past, seeing a heart specialist might have been impossible without a long, expensive trip. Now, that same clinic can set up a virtual consultation with a top specialist hundreds of miles away, bringing world-class expertise to communities that have been overlooked for way too long.
But what about the really extreme cases? What happens when a patient is so isolated that roads can't even get to them, and they need medicine like right now? Well, the system is designed to solve for that too.
Life-saving medicine arrives by drone. Now, I know that might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's a very real application of this kind of infrastructure. By plugging into automated delivery systems, the platform can send critical supplies to the most isolated patients, finally solving that last-mile problem in healthcare.
These individual stories are just incredibly powerful. The allergy that's caught just in time, the specialist who's suddenly accessible, the medicine that arrives from the sky. But when you weave them all together, they show us something much, much bigger. They show us the blueprint for a true national health ecosystem. The impact on a national scale is just profound. We're talking faster, more accurate diagnoses because doctors finally have the whole story. We're talking a massive reduction in preventable medical errors. It means true continuity of care that follows you wherever you go, whether you move to a new city or just traveling. And most importantly, it's a huge step towards health equity, making sure every single person has a fair shot at a healthy life.
Ultimately, this all leads to a brand new reality for healthcare. One patient with one single complete medical history that's securely accessible wherever and whenever it's needed. This isn't just an upgrade, it's the foundation for a modern health system that's truly built for patients first.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. What if we could take away all the friction, all the delays, all the anxiety from just trying to get care? What if healing no longer had to start with a long, hard journey, but could start with a single click?